to Catch and Dinner. Today, Stefan and I are out in a beautiful area and we are going on a hunt. But we're not going on a hunt for something that we're going to be able to eat. We're actually going out shed hunting.
So yeah, beautiful day. We're in Colorado, springtime. Now, Colorado has a restriction or closure on elk or deer, elk, shed hunting. And the reason for that is because they don't want people getting out too early, pushing the animals when they're already weakened from the long winter that could potentially push them over the edge. So basically here, this year and last year, they instituted this closure that's like January 1st until the end of April sometime. So now we're in May, we just finished turkey hunting, and you know, gives us something to do. And you never know what you're gonna find, that's the bottom line. I mean, it is exciting. And the first time we went was 3 springs ago, including this one. So what we did is went out for the first time. We're excited to try it. We never shed hunted per se, like really looking for nice sheds. And then here we are. We found this the first try, which was definitely some luck. This is actually a matching set of a mule deer, and you know, some nice, you know, just a nice antler. And I found one. Allison found the other one within a half hour. It was just amazing, you know. So ever since, we do make a point in the spring, especially to go out. But we do find them year round. It's just the spring is a great time because they're still in pretty good shape. They haven't been chewed up, they haven't been bleached out, and that's what we do.
If you've never had an opportunity to find an antler yourself or to see one up close to hold them, they are really beautiful. Yeah. There's something special and magical about these antlers.
Yes.
And it is really fun getting out there and looking for them. Instead of just going on a hike and getting exercise and breathing the fresh air and being in the outdoors, it's almost like doing all of that plus going on a scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
And you never know what you're going to find.
Yeah. So last year I found this guy. That was the first year. Then last year, that was just my best find. Just big hook here. Just, you know, neat antler, a lot of mass, just very mature deer. And Allison had a tag last year. We never caught up with this guy, and then we never saw him again, which is kind of odd, but it does happen. It's never a guarantee. But if you're going to be hunting, like this year, I'll have a tag for this area. You know, they don't migrate, these deer. Some areas they do migrate a lot, so it'd be totally different. But here they kind of stay in the same area. So yesterday I went out for the first time, found these guys, which was a pretty good scrounge for just a couple hours I went out. Yeah. So I don't know if you can see, but nice antlers. Most probably this one was 2 years ago, this one was this year. And what's happened is it might be the same buck in the same side. I found them very close, and looking at them, the lumps and bumps that could have grown from this guy looks basically pretty good match. But anyways, so pretty cool. Found also spike elk shed, pretty messed up, you know, I mean, not very good quality, but still neat. And
this one would make a great dog chew.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, nowadays, when we do find some that are not in great shape, we'll just put them in a pile and we'll sell them. They'll give us a few bucks, and for dog chews, they work great. For antler art, yeah, you want them to be in better shape, and that's what we're gonna do. I mean, eventually we'll do a chandelier, and there's so many things you can do. I mean, you could do lamps, you can do knife handles,
toilet paper holders, coat racks, and this is not by far our whole collection.
Nah,
this is just a couple. We found a lot of antlers because we get out there. Even when we're not hunting, we're constantly out scouting for hunting season. Very important year-round to get out there and try to see where are the deer living, where are they spending their time, where is their bedding, where's their food. So we're out hiking, scouting all year long, and this time of year, the benefit is that you just might run into one of these sheds. Yeah, and it's just awesome.
But yeah, what Allison hasn't said is there are so many shed hunters, especially in Colorado. It's become so popular that there's more shed hunters than actual hunters, if that tells you anything, and that's a lot of people. So if you just start walking, chances are it might be hard to find some good antlers. You might find some, get lucky, but you have to have a bit of a method behind your madness or behind your search.
You kind of have to know where the deer live, where their bedding are. This time of year when they're dropping the antlers. We know a lot of people who aren't hunters and they go out shed hunting and they've never found one their entire life because they really don't know the animals, they don't know where to look.
So here, a little background. I've come here early this season. It was turkey season, but before I had to scout, and it was still earlier, and I found this concentration of deer like I've rarely seen. So that gave me the idea to come today because it made sense. That was around the time they should have been dropping their antlers. There was a lot of snow and they're really stacked in a small area. And the reason being, I'm pretty darn sure that there's somebody feeding them and there's public land all the way around the house and that there's no reason for the deer to be there. There's still a good amount of snow and they're just stacked right there, and from the past, from what I understand, yeah, that person is feeding them. So
and the other good thing about this spot is the fact that there's not trails for people
trails
to walk.
Yeah.
It's not an area of trails. It's public land, but not a lot of people come here, which is
helps.
why we're hopeful that because Stefan found this huge concentration of deer, and it's not a place where a lot of people come hiking and walking, that maybe we'll just get lucky.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, there should be some, because just from that. And then we're going to have a bit of a method too, in the sense that we're going to grid search the area. We're not just going to wander, we have our binoculars, so we're not having to walk every tiny little bit, but we're going to spread out and we're going to have a method. We're going to grid search the area, and odds are we're going to find something. So hey.
And we're going to take you along and show you what we find.
Yeah.
So
hopefully, hopefully it's something, but again, we're hopeful. So beautiful, Colorado, as I was saying, beautiful mountains behind us. Let me just zoom in as Allison's wrapping it up so you can see how gorgeous this is. It's
a gorgeous place.
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous day. We're out in the fresh air, surrounded by trees, which there's a lot of research lately that if you spend time near trees, they release chemicals that are really good for you.
And you can smell it too.
Yeah.
Some of them you can smell the fur and stuff. It just smells great, and yeah, it's been shown to help mood and all kinds of things. It's just, so let me just zoom in on those mounds.
So we're gonna have some great exercise.
Look at that.
We're gonna spend a wonderful afternoon together, and hopefully we're gonna find some sheds.
Yeah, it takes a little effort, but it's well worth it, because when you do find one, it's just exciting. There's no other way of putting it. Even though we're not, getting the actual animal, to just be able to have part of them like that, and it's just, like Son was saying, it's magical in the way. It's hard to explain until you do it yourself, obviously. So hopefully you get out there too, but let's get started.
Yep, let's get started. All right, we just walked in and we made it to the area where we're going to start our grid search. So Stefan and I are going to split up by about 50 yards. We're going to walk in the same direction, 50 yards apart, and we're both going to be looking, and we'll let you know if and when we find one.
And the key is to go slow. You don't want to be rushing. You really want to take your time, because your odds go way up if you can really take it in than if you're just trying to speed walk through the area. So that's a fact. We're going to take our time, just enjoy a beautiful day. And it's open enough in here that I could see a good 25 yards. So Allison, if she's about 50 in this area, that would work, because she sees 25 my way. So in theory, we should be able to cover a pretty good swath of about 100 yards wide, because 25,
Especially with binoculars.
Yeah.
Good pair of binoculars do help.
And we keep an eye on each other and try to go about the same speed, So yeah, we're covering about 100 yards, maybe slightly less, but still, that's pretty good as we're walking through with just 2 people. So that's awesome. So let's do it.
All right, we're gonna get started.
Yep. So let's split up. I think I just found my first antler. Now, I'm standing next to this tree that's been, I don't know, it broke from something this winter. So that's good browse for the deer. So I'm not totally surprised, but let's see what we got. I can see it, it's right at the base of that tree over there, so let me walk a little closer. Yeah, with the camera it might be hard to tell, but it looks like an antler right there. It's just got a little shine to it. See right there? That's definitely a mule deer buck rack there. So let's see what we got.
You found one?
Yeah, found one.
Wow.
Right there. Right next to this tree right here. That's definitely good browse for the deer in the winter. Don't have much to eat. Yeah, that's a nice one. I mean, not a monster, but that's a good one.
Oh wow, that is a nice one. Look at that. Oh my gosh.
What?
There's one right there too.
Where? Look at
Look.
this thing.
Look by that
Oh,
tree.
you gotta be kidding me.
There's one just lying right there by the tree.
What the?
Oh my gosh.
This is ridiculous.
Wow.
Well, I've seen some close, but that's real close to one another. And that looks like a different deer too. Doesn't even seem like the same rack, so.
There's a rub right next to it.
Alright, well.
But look at this. I don't know.
Well, that's even nicer.
Yeah?
I think. I mean, yeah. I mean, look at this thing.
Here?
It's kind of whitish there, but the other side looks kind of dark.
Yeah. Look at that.
Huh. Well, that's a double. So we're gonna, I mean, grid search this even tighter because obviously they were here when they're dropping their shed, and we still most probably should be able to find the matches hopefully for these because they dropped them. So they don't necessarily drop them at the same time. Could be sometimes a day or two later, but I mean they could have still been pretty close to the area. So let's go around and look. I mean, we just found this, got to this tree, found one, found the other. So there might be another one, so, or two. I mean, heck, that'd be crazy. But I mean, hey, there's definitely an area that, again, a lot of times the bucks will hang out together. And another tip is to look at the base of the trees. A lot of times if they're bedded by a base of a tree, there's less snow sometimes because it warms up quicker. And also, they sometimes will rub, you know, their rack in the branches, and it might just be right there. So, you know, sometimes you'll find them in the middle of, you know, patch like this, but a lot of times I just find them more closer to the trees. But hey, anyways, little tip.
Looking.
Yeah. I mean, you can really tell they've been browsing like crazy. I mean, a lot of it is missing. There's even all kinds of fresh dropping. That's actually elk right there. Might not be able to tell, but those are some big pellets. And then here we got deer. And again, pretty fresh. So they've just been here, yeah, obviously in the recent past. So it makes sense. I mean, everything else is kind of sparse, and then there's this nice green stuff they can eat. So, are you kidding me? There's another one. Nah, little, but still.
Really?
Yeah, right. Nah, it's a little guy, but you know what? That's still pretty cool to find three that close. That close. Right there. I mean, hey, we're not picky.
Oh, a little guy.
Yeah, little guy.
Wow.
Wanna hold it?
Where was that one?
Right here. Right, actually laying on this log here.
Wow.
But it was kind of pretty well camouflaged.
That's cute.
If I didn't go slow and I wasn't really looking around this tree, I don't think I would have found it because, you know, there's so many branches and it's pretty small, so it would have been easy to walk right by it. But we're basically zoning in on this area, especially, yeah.
Neato. All right, Stefan just called me over. He said he thinks he found a matching set for one of them. So let me go see.
So yeah, it looks like the matching set for this one, right here, on the ground.
Oh, the little guy? Oh yeah, look at that.
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
I mean, again, we're not talking about a giant, but hey, for toilet paper, like Elson was saying, you could most probably come up with something here.
Yeah.
Like put a screw this way and put the roll. Anyways, I think you could do, but still cool. I mean,
Yeah,
find definitely a matching
those are
set. So
cool.
I mean, it's
Good job.
somewhat symmetrical.
So I was just heading up this hill, and I just look over to my right, and I see something that looks definitely like it could be an antler. I'm going to zoom in. Oh yeah, that looks like it could definitely be an antler. Come on, let's go check it out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Stefan! I found a nice one. It's just laying right here. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, it's not huge, but it's pretty nice. Look at this. Wow. That's a pretty nice one. I just looked over to my right, and I saw it just, it was laying in a position that it definitely didn't look like a branch. Where are you? Look at this one.
Wow, that is nice.
Yeah.
That's the biggest one so far.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it may be this year because it looks pretty dark and it's in really good shape.
Yeah, it's good.
Check that out. Yeah, I just looked over to my right and I saw it the way it was laying.
That is nice.
It looked more like an antler than a branch.
It's
So.
definitely this year when both sides are just brownish and you can't even see here. See that little extra skin and all? That's from what goes around their bases.
Yeah.
That's really fresh. None of it has been disturbed. That's definitely this year, guarantee you.
Yeah, that's a beaut.
Yeah.
That's a good find. I'm excited.
Look at this thing. You know, I mean, it's kind of short, but
fun when you find one.
I want to find the matching one.
I mean,
that'd be awesome. We found the little guy, but
yeah,
you can find match to that. That'd be a sweet,
that's a good find.
Sweet match.
Okay, I'm coming. Stefan's saying that he might have just found the matching set to the one that I found just a while back. So I'm making my way to him.
A lot of branches. So, I just figured I'd show you the way it is. Right there, can you see it? Right there by the dead tree.
No, I can't. I don't see it yet. Hold on.
And it's just
I'm
got a
coming.
slightly different shape than the rest, so I mean, practice, I guess it doesn't look dead, but see right there, that tree just down?
Oh, yeah, I see it now. I didn't have the right angle. Let me see if I can.
So, it might be the matching set. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely an antler. Let's go see.
Yeah.
My goodness, I didn't expect to find...
Are you kidding me?
What? Another one right next to it?
That's crazy.
Holy camole.
That's older?
That is nuts.
I mean, that's crazy.
Is that one chewed up?
Yeah,
it's a little spike,
like,
but it's chewed up on there?
I mean, it was in the, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's pretty wet. It's been laying there
It
for
was
a while.
kind of buried in the leaves.
Yeah, it was.
But this is the one that you just found.
It's laying there.
That's funny. They must have been together. Wow.
Well, let's see. Nah, it's not a matching set.
No?
Nah, it's just not big enough. But that means there's another one.
Oh my goodness.
Can you believe it?
Well, I mean, you had a feeling it'd be a good area, but neither one of us expected
Nah, not that good.
to find that many.
That's just a chewed up piece, but
yeah,
they're not all brown ones. But this is crazy. We gotta. I mean, you found yours over there, maybe, I don't know, 75 yards. I came down this way, and the two, I mean, I've never seen anything like this. Usually you find one here and there, but earlier we found three together. Now, these two, and this one is like dug in. That's crazy.
Huh.
I mean, we never had a day like this. I mean, this is not typical, I'm not gonna lie. Never gotten that many antlers in one, you know. See, I mean, there's fresh deer dropping right there. So we really have to.
Well, this place is just loaded. Everywhere I look, there's
like a bed.
There's either droppings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that thing must have been
like a bedding.
I mean, then it got up.
There's bedding areas. There's rubs everywhere. I mean, the sign in this place is
unbelievable.
Just crazy.
Start looking, there are rubs everywhere.
Everywhere I look, there's rubs there. I mean, you can't walk 3 steps and not be in poop.
Yeah, this is
so
crazy.
They do live in here.
That's a lot of deer.
I know, I just showed you sign, but look at this.
There's like 10,000 here.
Here.
I mean, they're living here.
There.
I swear.
I mean,
as the eye can see, this is droppings.
Look at this.
There's a big rub right next to it too.
I mean,
as the eye can see.
Look at this. Got to be a bedding area because.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, there's not a spot. So we're still grid searching. We just got to the line of private, so we're turning around, headed back the other direction, and still about 50 yards apart. Just going back and forth, nice and slow, and we're still looking. So this is a bit of a more open area, and I just looked up, and look at what I saw. I just found this little guy just laying right here in this rocky terrain. So, ooh yeah, another little antler to add to our collection. Yeah, we pretty much did a full grid search of that area. So, I mean, could we have missed some? Yeah, it's possible, but we did a pretty good grid search, so we're just gonna move off to a little bit of a different area and see if there's anything lurking in other areas around here. This is what it looks like when elk eat. They eat the bark of the tree. You can tell it's not a rub. You can actually see the teeth marks. And usually when you find one like that, you don't go too far and you find a bunch more because they usually hang out in groups and they eat in one area. So there's just this one, you can see there's teeth marks that are fresh from this year, and they must just come back every year because all the rest are older ones from years past. So we're just getting back, coming upon our vehicle there, and we did pretty good, actually. Quite a bit better than we expected. I mean, we figured we'd find at least one or two, but we never expected to find as many as we did.
Yeah, that was definitely our personal best. Now, there's some people out there that know areas like this, obviously, and they go every year. And those are the people usually that sell antlers because they have found those little, obviously a honey hole, however you want to call it. And, you know, over time we'll find more. But yeah, I couldn't be happier. That's by far the most we've ever found. Maybe our best day usually like four would be good, you know, 4 would be pretty good. So
sometimes we just find 1 or 2, sometimes we find 3 or 4, many times we find none. Yeah. But today we found how many?
Oh, to tally it up, yeah, 8 antlers. Allison found the biggest one. Good for her.
Woohoo!
Yeah, nice one. Now again, it's by no means a monster, but you know, it's a nice mule deer shed that could definitely put into a chandelier maybe one day. So that's definitely a keeper. And then those 2 little ones, I mean, hey, it's being symmetrical and all.
The matching pair.
Maybe we could do something. And then all these, I mean, really, there's got to be more antlers.
Which was the first one that you found?
This one right here.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the first one. That was a good start.
Yep.
Even though, you know, it's not very thick and all, but then was this one, a little sun bleached there. Then Allison, and that one, but anywho, you know, and there's only one that's really pretty bad as far as being chewed up. All the other ones are either a year or 2 year old. Most of them are pretty brown, except, you know, this one's been sun bleached a little bit. But all the other ones are pretty decent. So, hey,
what a day.
Wraps it up. So thanks for joining us. Hope you learned a thing or two. Hopefully, you know, we're by no means experts. Some people actually make a lot of money. They'll go out and really pound it, especially for elk, because you get more money for elk, just bigger antlers, more poundage. But happy with our haul today, our personal best, for heaven's sake, no complaints. So yeah, hopefully you can get outdoors, hopefully you can find some antlers. But just remember, like we said, you really got to find those little pockets. Allison was showing how many signs there were there. I mean, the amount of rubs and, you know, droppings was just phenomenal. I mean, we couldn't go 2 steps without seeing one or the other. So, you know, that wraps it up. Find those concentration where they're at in the spring. Here, again, I mean, I hate to say it, but I think this person is feeding them, which is not good, because they shouldn't really be here in that kind of concentration. There's a lot of snow, but they stay there because of the food. But they should be in their winter range, and that's the problem, really, with the deer in town or close to an area where they're being fed. They just stick there. They have no reason to leave for the winter. It's really not good for them. It concentrates them with chronic wasting disease. They'll spread the disease quicker than any other disease. So, you know, not good.
Well, thanks for coming along with us on this episode of Catchin' Dinner. We had a wonderful hike, found 8 sheds, had a nice time together in the outdoors, spent a few hours out hiking, and we really appreciate you coming along with us. We thank you for joining us. If you have any suggestions on how we can make these videos a little bit better, a little more exciting, if you have any comments for us, please do leave them. If you haven't subscribed yet, we'd love it if you click the subscribe button, give us a like, and we're going to have a lot more coming for you soon. I know shed hunting isn't as exciting as some other videos, but it is really exciting to find these sheds, and if you get out there and you try it for yourself, you'll see how much fun it can be. And you know, when you find one, it's just really awesome. So again, thanks for joining us, and we hope to see you again soon.